Silva defeats Kristin. Rivalries in disc golf. Disc golf in Kiev. All that and more in a very short episode of The Courtesy Violation.
Wow. What up, what up?
Hey.
Gibbs was just asking me if my nicotine pouches ever get stuck together. Is that what you're saying?
No, like some of the stuff gets all on one side of the pouch. Like it's all loaded on one side. It makes me mad.
Oh, yeah.
I want it to be even.
Sure.
I want it to be.
I know exactly.
Yeah.
Like a pillow whenever you sleep too much on one side. It literally is like that.
Yeah, that's what they call them, pillows. But
yeah, I'll mash it with my teeth to like flatten them, like to get it
really?
spread, distribute it equally.
Good.
What is this? A Zen commercial?
We do Clue.
Yeah, we're
here.
down with Zen. Clue is the
whoever
word.
wants to sponsor this fucking podcast. That's what we do.
Yeah, if there are any nicotine pouch sponsors out there that want to get in ground level.
Yeah, we are users.
I'm nicked out.
Yeah, I got 2 12s in my mouth right now.
Yeah,
one in the top, one in the bottom.
I need you to clarify that for me. 2 12s in your mouth. That's 2 feet of something.
2 feet thick.
Dude, I'm pretty I'm skilled at what I do.
Oh, throat go, baby.
I don't know if I can handle more than 6 mils.
Yeah,
6 millis.
I don't really have 2 12s.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, I got 1 6.
You'd be nicking pretty hard.
And I don't need upper decky or whatever the fuck they call it. I go straight up. I'm still country boy, bottom lip.
Yeah.
I don't do that fancy shit. Traditional.
Yeah, that's how I do it. Or like to the side over here.
Yeah. I like it right in the middle.
Okay.
Just be a man and dip Copenhagen long cut wintergreen.
I just got off the stuff. Grizzly though.
I don't like spitting.
I miss that.
You swallow.
Yeah. You think a boy my size does waste any protein?
It's funny. Like,
you don't get this big by spitting shit out your mouth.
You hate spitting so much you had to quit dipping because it made you sick. You're like, no, dude, I won't fucking spit. Okay.
Oh,
Ollie Open. We only have a short amount of time because Macaulay said that we're not allowed to go over 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's his fault.
He said the algorithm said something.
Yeah.
We don't know. He's the tech guy. We don't know anything. We just do the funny.
No,
yeah.
We do. We have prior engagements after the show. So we'll go ahead and jump right into it. Silva finally beat Kristin.
Yep.
At the Ole Open. Hope I'm pronouncing it right.
Ole, that's right.
There you go.
All happy. She deserves this one, dude.
She cried though. She cried when she loses. She cried when she wins. There's fucking. What do you do?
She was making some weird. Which first off, I love listening to her talk. Like her broken English is hilarious. Her English isn't great, but like she was making noises like it.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
It was.
Doesn't she squeak like a mouse?
What's that song?
I don't know.
Pull up the coop in the lot. I don't want to get trademarked and get YouTube on me. So
I don't think you sound like it. So we're probably good.
So I don't want to sound too much like that rapper.
But yeah, now here's the question, right? Now that she's took the lid off, now that she's overcome Kristin, are more wins against Kristin coming?
Yeah. I've mentioned this in one of our Slack conversations recently, where I was like, man, if I'd say this is probably just a hurdle that she needs to get over. So yeah, she'll at least beat her a few times. You know what I mean? Maybe not every time, obviously.
The first
Kristin's too fucking good.
Yeah, no, I'm not even.
But she may have the mental fortitude at this point to, which I will say, I think it's worth noting that she won averaging 986 golf. That's not, and maybe there's like a little bit of ratings fuckery because it was in a different, because it was not as much of a stacked field over there. I don't know, but Kristin averaged 984. Not her best golf.
No.
But
no, I mean, Kristin.
A win's a win's a win.
And we're going to blow through this pretty quick, but like, was it hole 16? Kristin had the chance to get a stroke up on her and ended up losing a stroke. And that was pretty much, that was pretty much the beginning of the win for Silva.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It looked like she didn't have much of a chance until that hole. And I believe that was 15 or 16. But everybody knows it's the one that she airballed and ended up with a 35-foot comebacker, missed it. And
didn't she hit a tree and go OB again or something?
I don't think she went OB, but she got behind a tree. Yeah, it was. She had a bird. She went from. She was a bird ogie. She bird ogied.
Oof.
Yeah. So
I know what those are like.
Yeah.
And Silva hit hers. Like she hit a big putt. So
That's
So-
fortitude.
yeah.
My thing with that is this mean she's going to be more confident, or is she going to let this win get to her? Because I'd like to see her go. Isn't it Worlds over in?
Yes.
Yeah. So like, I mean, you got and we'll talk about who the MPO winner is, but my thing is like, is this going to make her more nervous now since she's got the W under her belt, or is it going to boost that confidence up so much that she's just going to start slaying?
I think it'll be on more of the side of, I wouldn't say slam, but I think it definitely is going to help her confidence and help her play.
Yeah, because that's the thing too. She was just not great at closing.
Yeah.
And
Against Kristin.
Against Kristin
Yeah.
more than anything. Yeah. I mean, I think sky's the limit for young Silva.
Yeah, I think
Still needs to work on those interviews, dude.
it's going to be, yeah. Well, I mean, let's hear you do a goddamn interview and finish.
I
or
probably,
what?
I probably stumbled. That is funny that we do expect them. Like, what? That's what I'm wondering. Is it the language barrier, or is it literally just some people are fucking awkward?
I think it's a little of both.
Both, yeah.
Yeah, I
because
think
there's definitely like some very short answers where it's just like, yeah, that's all I want to say.
you know, Joey Tamale.
Ricky used to be bad at it.
Oh yeah, Joey Tamale on
start doing that.
hot peppers or whatever the fuck it's called, crushed peppers. He said that his girlfriend is good friends with Silva, and Silva's actually really funny.
Yeah.
So
she may just have some
just a little nervous and
nerves, yeah.
you know, doesn't. It's probably her third language. You know what I mean?
That's hilarious that they all know English.
Yeah.
And over here, we're like, we don't need to know anything else.
Yeah, we are very.
They're like, could you try to learn Spanish? We're like, fuck no.
My friend was stationed in Germany for a long time, and his kids went to school in Germany, and he's like, "Yeah, the school system in America is this trash compared to everywhere."
Absolutely. Yeah, all they taught us was how the South won the Civil War. Not even right. Niklas,
Finnish
the
cowboy.
the Finnish cowboy. This was a great win. I will say I don't remember what he averaged, but it was up there in the 1050s. I don't have it handy right now, but I'm wondering if this feels also kind of like more of a story that Rick is getting to the point where the theme is he's kind of a choke artist.
Yeah, and I hate saying that, but Rick left the door open for him.
Mm-hmm.
And that last round, dude, Rick got more bands on him than fucking Juicy J in that fucking rap song, dude.
That's good.
Like on a hole 18 when Niklas went OB, and I was just like, make this putt. And I was sitting here, and as soon as he missed that putt, I turned it off. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Ruined
Dude,
it.
he gave the fucking bid, though. I'll give him
He did.
That was
Yeah.
a bid, dude.
He was like 40, 45 feet away, right?
Yeah, long.
With some wind.
He ricocheted off the fucking band.
Oh, Ricky Shea.
No, you know what? He makes everything, so no, he should have made that.
Well, I expected I honestly expected him to make
I did too. I expect there to be a push. Well,
Yeah.
I guess Niklas would have had to miss his putt. It plays as a hazard, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Niklas would
if-
have missed,
yeah.
and Ricky would have had to make it to
Push the playoff.
to playoff. Yeah. I forgot how the fucking tournament even ended.
No, he
you
doesn't
could-
play as a hazard. He plays as an island, right? There's a drop zone, right?
No, it played
Isn't
as a hazard.
Yeah, I thought
Outside
Damn,
of-
did I watch the whole tournament and never realized?
Outside
I
of
thought they
the
were putting
island.
from outside the
Holy
island.
shit!
Or maybe I'm fucking
No, you might.
No.
You're probably right. Like
Okay.
I watched all 3 rounds, and
Yeah,
I never
'cause-
fucking even knew that.
Maybe it was a drop zone, but you played from wherever your lie was.
Because he laid up and then tapped in. But
Yeah.
good for him though. I me being a Ricky fanboy, I was like, I ain't too mad about that. Another shout out on the MPO side is Eric Oakley hit an ace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Like a 430-foot one, right?
Yeah.
That was
So
nasty.
That's what positive mindset will get you, boys.
You're damn right.
He believed in that.
Yeah.
He did.
Did you
Daily
see
affirmations.
somebody said that if he changed his profile picture to him throwing it looks like he's just floating in the air, they would give him $100. He has to keep it for a week and they'll give him $100. So he did that today.
Hold on. If he does what? I don't understand.
So there's a profile if you go look at his profile
Oh, his
picture,
profile.
it's literally like, you know how his run up is. He looks like he's just hop, skip,
Oh, I
jump.
know.
Yeah,
But they caught him in the middle of the jump, so it just looks like he's floating.
He's
and,
like,
then,
wee.
and somebody put on there and they're like, if you keep this up as your profile picture for a week, I'll give you $100.
Oh,
And
hell
so
yeah.
Damn.
he's called him out being like, I'll take that $100 in a
Hell
week.
yeah.
Absolutely. That's an easy $100.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shout out to the ace man, Eric Oakley. That's a big ace.
That was a cool hole too that he aced.
Yes. Yeah, I love that course.
There was a couple of rounds where the wind was just like crazy, and when they were throwing that hole, it was hole 8, right? Am I?
I
The
don't
one
remember.
that has the logo on the side of the hill. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
The 20 ace? Yeah.
Yeah, like it drops down and goes back
Yeah.
up. Like there was
Yeah.
a few cards that I watched with the ones. I guess they had a crosswind or something, and
Mhm.
as soon as it got out and open, it just, just hammer it straight
Yeah.
down. It was wild.
Congratulations. Onward to next week to the Preserve.
Yep.
It's going to
Yes.
be fun.
Simon's new layout. They're playing the layout that Simon went up there and redesigned.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be cool. And it's
Brought to
actually
you by Simon Live.
Yeah, is this the first big Elite Series tournament that's actually brought by not by a manufacturer, but a
Player.
player
Players.
specific line from a manufacturer?
It's a good question.
I would guess that it is.
Yeah. You think Climo Disc is ever going to get in there? Probably. I mean,
Well, they're probably doing some B tiers down in Florida.
right.
They are. Yeah,
Around
they are.
Clearwater. I would think.
Let's real quick. I did want to talk a little bit about the North. We don't have to talk about this because this is old news at this point, but I wanted to bring up the Northwest Disc Golf Championship where AB, yeah, dude, the putt
Crushes my soul. I felt so bad for that kid.
You know what? I gotta respect him because he made a Instagram post and he wasn't. So many pros you see after the fact of something like that happening, they put the blame on outside elements, and he didn't do that. He was
blamed
very much
himself.
like, I got it too far. I mean, I missed right.
Yeah.
It could have stuck.
Yeah.
Could have stuck, but it
So what?
it didn't hit the center.
Do you think it's 60-40, 70-30? Like, what do y'all think?
Dude,
Seven out of 10 of those
I think
are
so.
are
I
sticking.
Yeah.
I think so. I think that's fair.
But
But-
that whole 18 was just like, that's the like most anxious I've been watching disc golf in a
Mhm.
while, was watching them two come down the fairway, because one would open the door, the other one would shut it. Then they both open the door and look at each other like, are you going to fuck up? But
It was crazy exciting.
It was.
And a head scratcher kind of,
Yeah.
They were kind of performing that
I wanted that
below par,
I wanted
above par.
I wanted Klein to hit the eagle putt, and I wanted them
Yes.
to both. I wanted a 3-way tie too.
Yeah, 3-way and MPO.
that sounds fun. We should do that sometime. Did you see what Kyle Klein has on his arm, Gibbs?
I think you mentioned it in our chat, but I didn't know that.
Yeah, I saw that.
What is
Which
it?
one is it? Is it the sleep token? The
Yeah,
normal?
it's their logo.
Kyle Klein has a sleep token tattoo.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah.
Cool, 'cause I might get one.
You know what that means? He loves pussy.
I want to get Kyle Klein tattoo on me. Just
On your
because
left-
of his sleep token.
On your left breast.
I'm gonna get a half. It's gonna be half vessel, his face, and then a half Kyle Klein.
I'll pay for it.
Gannon Burr, though. I was going to mention something about Gannon Burr. Oh, now what was the big stink? I didn't read much into this. Maybe you did, McCully. I don't know about you, Gibbs. That Gannon Burr taking a long, like 70 seconds.
Yeah. So
next-
on the, I don't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, that was it.
Okay, so on the upshot from where AB was, or Gannon was, dude, I kept like being like, somebody call him on it. But it's like, okay, if AB would have called Gannon on a time violation and then AB would have won, they would have been like, or say like he chained out or something like that, it would have been like, oh, he did that to get in his head, or like it's a win-lose situation. But Gannon was talking on a podcast about it, and he said those high pressure moments, they should take in consideration that this is a very stressful shot. And I understand that. And unless somebody on the card's going to call it, just let it be, I guess. And or we go back to put a official on every hole, have referees, umpires, whatever you want to call them, because until that, it's he said, she said,
Of course, but I'm sure there was an official there watching that lead card.
Nope. You would think.
Nope.
Right. No, there wasn't.
It's a DGPT.
Okay. So since it wasn't a major, interesting. All right.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he's made that argument before, where he's like, during those moments, they should allot a little bit more time.
I didn't like it. It did seem he was switching back and forth between disc, and if he was going to backhand or forehand it, and I don't blame him for it, and nobody's gonna call it. Then fuck it. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do until
I'm tired of fucking talking about that. You know what I mean? Like, either start calling them or don't even worry about the goddamn rule. Give them a fucking minute, and then whatever. Like, let's not.
Yeah,
you're beating a dead horse.
Yeah, and if you didn't compete, or if you wouldn't even be in contention to be in the top 20, maybe don't even comment on it.
Yeah.
No, it's not that. It's just like it's the same. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to call him, and I don't blame him, because you call that on him, and then the next tournament you're taking a little bit more than 30 seconds, and it ends up costing you a tournament. Then you know what I mean? I don't know. It's a lot of money.
I will say
people's livelihoods.
Yeah, and I will say though, Gannon checking the win every that's a dude.
Yeah, it's kind of
that poor drawbag needs to file a domestic abuse claim against him because he beats the shit out of it.
Yeah, he squeezes the fuck out of those drawbags to get a wind read.
Though Gannonburg doesn't mess up. It's always
outside elements. Yeah, it's always like, I didn't know the wind was Paul McBeth's one of those players.
Well, I can
fucking miss a putt and then throw a piece of grass in the air. I'm like, what's that mean?
You can't be a high caliber athlete in a sport like disc golf or golf and not believe that you're doing it right. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Dude,
but I don't know. There has to be like has to be a balance of like taking it with grace, and then also being really what's the word I'm looking for? Competitive and like full of yourself to the point of, that being your fuel to win.
Yeah.
Maybe. Or not. You have fucking maniacs that most people that are like playing at the highest caliber in their whatever, they're like kind of crazy.
Yeah. Just blame Captain Planet, dude. Cover all the elements. We're good there.
But one of the storylines kept getting mentioned is the Gannonburg Anthony Barela rivalry. I wanted to bring this up because something that I never really thought about till they kept mentioning it. And these two don't dislike each other. Back when it was Paul and Rick, there was some, I don't think they necessarily disliked each other, but there was like they didn't really speak to each other much when they played. And quite honestly, maybe they didn't really like each other. I don't know, but Gannon and Anthony are friends. Anthony, it's weird saying just Anthony.
Jesus, Tony.
GB and Tones, they're boys. So like that rivalry talk is it's cool. Like it would be cool to kind of see the AB-GB rivalry, and if they were in contention with each other for the win. But that is interesting that we haven't had that in disc golf since Ricky and Paul, right? I mean,
no, but they're calling them
that in a few years.
They're calling them the new Rick and Paul head to head. So on.
Yeah, I mean,
but even then, I feel like
it's gonna happen. Like it's gonna get to the point where but there's other players around that same, like Kyle Klein, like he keeps popping up. Dude, that dude.
Yeah, but he's a pussy. He's not gonna have
solid.
any.
He's fucking solid.
Jesus,
dude.
I'm just kidding. Kyle Klein's cool and he likes Vessel. That's what I'm.
Worship with me.
But yeah, I don't know. I wonder if what will be the aside from Gannonburg AB, a friendly rivalry, if you will, thus far. What would be? Let me ask you this: what would be a good rivalry scenario in your head? Let's imagine that. And you just pick two pros and imagine that they're always neck and neck every week.
For first,
yes.
He being, I mean,
yeah.
Okay, that's the only one. That's what I was asking you guys to think of two other ones.
No, I don't really know anybody else. Like,
And when they're not playing hot, it's usually Anttila that's winning. That's
yeah,
how I feel.
Anttila.
Niklas Anttila in America.
I mean, if we're talking about like the younger group, like the new group, right? We're not leaving Ricky and Paul
Yeah,
that
they're
age group out, right?
Yeah, 'cause
Then
they're
old gods.
you've got Gannon, you've got fucking Anttila, you've got fucking Kyle Klein, you've got AB, you've got who else? Who am I missing here?
Nobody that's consistently in the top that I feel like.
Oh,
No.
If we're missing somebody, put it in the comments. That way we're old. We forget.
Yeah, I was just asking like 2 random disc golfers that they were competing neck and neck for the win. It's a dream scenario. But we'll move on. The Macbeth Foundation has a new. They announced that they will be doing Project 5.2 in the Ukraine. Thought that was interesting.
is this a joke?
This is paired with Latitude 64.
Yeah.
This isn't like I thought the 5.2 is that a joke?
Oh, I don't know.
Because isn't like $5.2 billion what the United States sent Ukraine?
No way, really?
It's something like that.
They really just sent Paul Macbeth over there. They're like,
It's 5 point something. I thought it was 5.2.
Could be.
When I seen that, I was like, "Is this a fucking?" Because it's hilarious if it is, or is this? What's the 5.2? Is that the latitude or something?
I have no idea what it means. Maybe it's the 5th project. I have no idea.
This is
what
the
that
second
means.
course they've put in Ukraine.
Surely not. There's only one course in Ukraine. I don't know if that's true.
There is now.
You think he's going to Kiev though?
I don't know. Yeah. Ukraine's a wild place to put one right now.
It really is.
I mean, it might not
Ballsy
last
move.
very fucking long.
Yeah.
They keep poking the bear, and the bear fucking bombing them. So
You'd be better off putting one in Russia.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
It is interesting though. Hell yeah, though. I'm all for, dude. I back the Paul Macbeth Foundation. Put them
that's
everywhere.
great, dude. Yeah.
he dropped out of the preserve.
Yeah, I heard that.
What's going on with that?
I think it's just
Scared of duck.
man, I don't know. Isn't he going back overseas right after that? Is that
Yeah, I'm sure.
So-
I'm sure. Yeah, he might just be taking a week off or going early.
yeah?
It's not as young as
You
he
know,
once
you know
was.
what Paul's worried about. That's the only thing he's ever fucking worried about, and that's the World Championships.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he might just be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take a week off before I go overseas and spend some time with my little Pablo."
Nope.
Pueblo.
No Pablo.
The world's largest rubber duck
Yeah.
will be featured at the Preserve Championship. That's
What is this? A Jeep function?
Yeah, no shit. Where's the huge Jeep they're gonna put that on?
Or whatever. I don't know the Jeep wave.
that's a fucking
That's a huge duck.
Yeah, that's a tugboat right there in front of it, boys.
and it's a balloon. That's not a real rubber duck. Call 'em bullshit.
I don't know
Dude.
if you can find somebody big enough to squeeze it.
He probably
Yeah.
sucked all that water up.
Well, get a hold of that motherfucker. I'll squeeze shit out of it. I'll
Any
hit it with
ticket,
an umbrella.
Is that going to be at the pond, like in a pond or something? Like,
no. So any ticket holders for the event can come to see it up close and play a small recreational course around the duck.
Oh wow,
So they're going to have a frisbee course built around the world's largest duck.
wow,
Somebody
that's
thought-
pretty neat.
The moment somebody throws a damn driver and it pops that motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat, man.
That's pretty cool, I guess.
You know they should
Oh.
pull the Oscar Mayer wiener truck right next to it.
Yeah.
Have all kinds of big weenie the stuff, you know.
Do you think just somebody was on their way to the preserve the course and then they saw that roadside attraction and they were like, we should get this?
Yeah, how did that come about? Like,
I don't know.
you know what would be cool at the preserve this year? The world's
duck.
largest rubber fucking duck.
Yeah.
Simon was like, wait, guys, wait. I got an idea.
They're like, how about the world's largest hot dog too? And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
That's
Stupid.
stupid.
It's a rubber duck.
Lizzie Nation, dude. I love hot dogs.
Damn right.
Jesus. Well, yeah, that is a really good fucking question. Like, how did it come about
Mhm.
that the world's largest rubber duck ended up at the preserve?
No clue.
And
Where's it
also-
usually stationed?
Yeah.
Stationed. Where is it based out of? A giant bathtub? I have no idea.
This is actually my bathtub. Those are my toys I play with. It's usually in Myrtle Beach. They are taking that bitch halfway across the United
Holy
States.
shit.
That's
It really is in Myrtle Beach, huh? Wow. Man, that's a long fucking ways. And that means somebody actually had to go to fucking Myrtle Beach to see it.
Ugh,
Ugh. Fucking gross.
that sucks.
There's not been anything good in Myrtle Beach since Kenny Powers, bro.
Damn right.
You get shot.
In more news, though, Tina Oakley officially sells well sacks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There you go.
Who did they name?
No, I don't think she's mentioned who she sold it to yet. But yeah,
I did see somebody. Who was it? Somebody was doing some social media posts like the day after that, and it was featuring the whale sacks. So I should have wrote it down, but yeah, I can't remember who it was. It was somebody else that has another product. I can't remember who it was.
So they might just
It was
be
one
absorbed.
chew, dude. Or
One shot.
One shot.
one chew.
What's the song?
Uh,
So good to be alive.
Whoa.
Whoa.
It feels
So
good,
good to be alive.
Have you seen the new one? Is it called One Chew?
Yeah, one shot.
One shot energy.
One shot. Okay. Have you seen the new commercial with the grandma playing like a Call of Duty game?
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
She talks about teabagging.
Yeah.
Didn't she
I was
say
like,
something about teabagging in it?
Grandma, ain't no one want no snail trail up in here.
They're great commercials.
Yeah.
The first one I was really hyped about. It made me want to fucking do drugs with my friends.
Feels good to be alive.
It's just us running around in an open field.
With fucking doing
Be
with
alive.
white powder on her nose.
One shot.
Yeah, talking about it, damn business ideas.
They're mainlining it and they're fucking, they got a needle in their arm and their family's crying. It gets dark.
Jesus.
It's disgusting.
I did want to mention, Carter Aarons is how do you word this? He is going to
he signed with Emporia State. So he's playing college disc golf.
Yes, he has enrolled in community college.
yeah.
I think this is a good move. Like, I think this is a good move. Like, I think other colleges need to be thinking the same thing. Like these guys that were just at the United States Amateur Disc Golf Championship, top 10, go and try to scalp them, being like, hey, we got to, because you got to think Carter Aarons is going to dominate. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Shout out Broden and Sawyer Barlow, because those boys are from here and they kicked ass and took names.
Both top 10, right?
Yep.
A couple of Knoxville natives at the Amateur World Championship up in Milford.
Well, one was third and one was like 7 or something?
Hang on, I'll tell you. He texted me this morning. Kind of a big deal around here.
They're good kids. Yeah.
Kind of a big deal for sure.
Let's see here. Sawyer was in 7th and Broden was in 4th.
4th, okay. I thought it was 3rd and 7th, but still, hell of a showing by two brothers at the United States Disc Golf Amateur Championship.
Absolutely. Did you guys
K-Town holding it down?
Did you guys catch any of the bullshit on Disc Golf discussion group about the guy that won it? What the fuck's his name? It escapes me.
I don't know, but he's got a long ponytail.
He looks like a
Step
Conrad,
putts
right?
like Conrad.
James Collier.
James Collier. Congratulations, James Collier. How he's catching fire from a lot of these fucking AMs about him playing in MPO in like all his local tournaments and then winning this in MA1. There's no ratings cap in MA1. Guys.
Well, I mean,
he didn't accept money at the ones where, I mean, obviously.
Well, first off, the person that's complaining is new to disc golf because this shit's been happening fucking years. Second off, what do you want him to do? Play MA1 and smoke everybody's ass in his locals? Or do you want him to play MPO and he might get some competition?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So either he's going to play MPO in his locals and maybe not smoke everybody by 20 strokes.
That's what the Barlow brothers do.
Yeah. I mean, they do the same thing. They play MPO, but why not? Why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Just because you're playing MPO doesn't make you a professional. taking the money makes you professional. You play against the people that can give you the most fucking,
competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
a silly argument.
Yeah, whoever was bitching about that, they're new.
There's a few different people. I noticed it had some traction on that group. And by the way, he only won by 1 stroke. It's not like he went out there and fucking shredded.
10-stroke lead.
Yeah. Chris Dickerson should be under that kind of scrutiny just for playing B tiers around here and winning by like fucking 5+ strokes. He kills, I mean,
he kills people.
You heard it here first. You had a question, Gibbs, that you wanted to ask somebody.
We don't have time.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's a deep.
Oh, it's a deep one.
Yeah.
Usually
we'll run through it real fast.
Okay.
I've heard you say this, Macaulay, and I've heard a couple of other people say this lately.
I do love the deep ones.
No,
so, go ahead.
You said something about like, I'm just going to have to start playing old man golf.
Yep.
What is old man golf?
To me?
Yeah, to you. Yeah.
Okay, so to me, usually what that means to me is you walk up to a hole, say it's a par 4. I'm not trying to run or get crazy. I'm just trying to, I'm going to throw it up to the fairway right there. Okay, I'm going to throw it more down the fairway. I'm going to try to say there's OB behind it or there's like a hill. I'm just going to lay up and then tap in. I've taken a 4. I've not put myself at any risk. If a birdie approaches you and you have the chance for it, take it, but don't do it so much that you get not cocky, but just mindless, like you're not thinking straight to where you're going to cost yourself strokes. That's smart golf, old man golf is what I'm going to call it. That's my definition of it.
It's pretty solid.
So just play within your skills.
Yeah. Instead of trying to get cocky.
I've heard somebody else say it here, like they're like, man, I can't believe I got beaten him playing old man golf. And I'm like, which I guess I play old man golf. I mean, I have no other choice. I'm fucking, I'm to that point where my drives aren't getting any longer, so I've got to sharpen up my mental play and my upshots and my putting. Right, so I always wonder. I'm like, so old man golf is just smart golf.
Smart golf, yeah.
You mean play within your means?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Play safe, not
because I've heard people say it in like a negative
context.
Yeah,
you're right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know, like
old man golf. It's
yeah.
Like, well, I mean, you know what? I guess maybe it's just because they don't think of it as that fun.
Yeah,
right?
when not being ballsy, I guess.
Not running all the big putts that could, cost you a stroke or two. Throwing the putter whenever you want to throw your 14 speed with 250 feet max distance.
Yeah.
Corey Gilland.
If you're listening, and he is.
He is.
All right. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. Well, guys, before we go to russelldiskgolf.com, use code CVP10 for 10% off. If you spend over $50, you can compare it with code SHIP50 to get free shipping. Do that. When you get done with that, go ahead and go to Heiser Creep,
which we're both rocking right now.
We always, every fucking week, I'm creeping out. I'm a creep.
You creep.
Why
You're a
is
loser.
my camera fucking going fucking shaky?
It's me. My bad.
Yeah.
Use code CVPOD for 15% off there. So we're going up in 5% increments. You go to Declip afterwards.
D-clip.
D-clip.com probably. I'm not telling you how to get there. Just Google all of these and you'll find it. Use code CVPOD there and get 20% off to get your little training tool. Gibbs has it here.
The best things I've ever got.
Your chalk pockets. I use mine every time I play. Or need something.
Will you bring me mine?
Yes.
Yes. I will. I'll bring it Saturday.
Absolutely. Peace out, y'all.
Yep.
Peace.
Have a great weekend. Week, whatever. Fuck it is.
Fuck it.